Hello and welcome to Tabletop Oddity, and whilst this isn't our first 100 points, it is however our first legal 100 points, and by our I mean mine and Katie's. I'm not having Katie join me today, it's just moi, so I mean if you like that, that's good. If you don't, then get stuffed, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I'll show you what's on the screen. I'll show you our list, and I think everything is pretty much legal today. We still make a few illegal mistakes and stuff like that, but that's how it is. I'm rocking, basically this is Katie's list. I'm rocking the classic, well, no I'm not. Well, it was Fat Han. Here, let me go back. It's Fat Han, basically the best I've got. Some people have engine upgrade. I've gone with shield upgrade because I think it's a bit easier for Katie. Obviously you could have engine upgrade and take the evade, which a lot of people do like, but I think Katie prefers the focus, so that's why I did that. I bought C3PO online. It's cheap. Luke Skywalker, don't have Gunny yet, and the Millennium Falcon, so it's Han Solo with his Millennium Falcon with Poe. Poe's got R2-D2. A lot of people have R2-D2 on Han, but I've just gone with this combination because who knows that Katie likes it. It makes them pretty damn fat. This is my list. Now, this weapons guidance over here, this actually should be on Omega Ace. For some reason, I've put it there when I'm taking the picture, but you'll see in the game I actually play it like that. Well, actually, I never actually use it, but this list is basically, I tried to make it a little bit better, is what I've tried to do. It's sort of the best I've got. I've got marksmanship and cluster missiles. I thought, oh, that's great. It turns out to not be that great, but I'm sure I'll get a decent combo soon. I thought marksmanship because he could take a focus, or he could take marksmanship and an evade, which I thought would be quite cool. Moral Mythal. I never actually use that, and I think I probably should, but who knows? They say the most wasted points are the ones that you don't use. But yeah, we'll get into the game. So onto the game we go. I've got the Omega Squadron pilot. He just moves up 4. That's fine. I didn't want Moral Mythal to get like here and to be shot by Han very quickly. So Moral Mythal, I sort of do like this weaving snake path, but that's fine. Darth Vader, he's got like an empty side of the board over here. So Darth Vader, I pretty much just want to like come in either here or here. That's fine. The Omega Ace, I didn't want to move forward with the Omega Ace and end up crashing into Darth Vader. So the Omega Ace, I'm like, well, what I'll do is I'll just snake back this way. Darth Vader's looking fine. He's just doing a 5 move forward. Han's coming this way. I mean, Han and Moral Mythal here, I'm like, oh damn, that's it's not going to look great, is it, when I die? And you can tell the only problem with this is we all sort of end up in a bit of a cluster in the middle. I will explain when we get to that. So Moral Mythal, he's done his little snake. He's like, yar, like that. That's fine. If Katie just came here and destroyed Moral Mythal, I'd be a little bit salty about it. Poe, just blindly like coming up in the middle. My goal is basically, my game plan, you can either kill Poe and try and kill Han after it with like as many ships as you can, or you kill Han and then just try and hope you've got enough to kill Poe. My goal is kill Poe Dameron. That's my main game plan, and we'll see how successful I am. He does have the R2-D2, so I didn't want to shoot him, pepper him, and then just leave him because he just regenerated shield. So I wanted to go ham on him. Now Darth Vader, I take the cluster missiles here. I've got the target lock because I've got 2 actions. So basically I'm going to get 2 attacks. So you can see everybody's sort of designed to pepper the one and only Poe Dameron. And yes, here we go. This is me shooting at him. I've got marksman. That basically is a better focus. It gives you a crit as well. There's no point doing that now. I should have waited for this because you get the crit as well. I should have possibly waited till I got rid of most of his shields. But mistakes were made. That's 1 damage done from the first attack of the cluster missiles. And the second we get 1 damage and 2 focus. So I've hit 3 times here with a crit because of marksmanship. She rolls 2 evades though. So that's another 1 damage. That's 2 shields gone from Poe. And then here we go. It's Han Solo shooting at my Omega Squadron pilot, which I didn't anticipate here. She sort of, I'm not sure it's the wrong choice, but it's an interesting choice. I think I might have gone with Moral Mythal. But anyway, she gets 3 hits. I roll 2 evades, so that's 1 damage to the Squadron pilot. it's a choice, isn't it? But I guess Poe's at closer range, so it may have been a good choice. He gets 2 hits. I use my focus here, so don't take any damage on the second attack. Mortal Mythal, not at range 1, so it's only 2 dice. 1 hit. Katie has a focus, but I'm not sure she used that or C3PO. She has C3PO. We do sort of misuse that, but it's not really a huge problem. Who is this? I'm not sure who's shooting whom here, but it was 2 damage onto Poe. Let me just see where that came from. Let me just have a quick... Who shot that? You'll have seen that better than I did. It's the Omega Squadron pilot shooting at Poe. Should have seen that coming. It's range 2, so standard dice. 2 hits there. Well, a hit and a crit, but she does have 2 shields, so it won't really matter. And what does she get? 2 blanks. So Poe's shields all gone in turn... Well, not turn 1, but the first round of combat. But if he does a green move, he will get 1 back. So I'm fairly happy with Darth Vader. Mortal Mythal's sort of going to run into combat here. The Omega Squadron pilot, I'm just sort of putting myself in the way. It's like, you're going to bump me, and one of you might bump me, and I'm going to be happy about it. Mortal Mythal, I sort of feel like Mortal Mythal could have done like a this way and then just turned back around. Maybe. Not particularly happy with that as a move, but it is what I ended up doing, so. What you going to do about it? I'm not quite sure what's going on. I think I'm just putting Katie's 1 shield on because I did it on the computer. Oh, and I was looking for the one move, but she does bump into my Omega Squadron pilot, so no actions allowed on Poe. Darth Vader, I'm fairly sure I'm just going to move Darth Vader in, as I said. Yeah, I do. I go with the 2. The 2, I possibly could have done a soft 2 to sort of have myself facing this, like here, instead of facing there, but I don't know. That I didn't realise quite where I would be facing, but that's okay. The Omega Ace, he's just going to jump 3 forward and boom. So fairly happy with the way things are going right now. Han Solo, he's never going to fit, is he? He only actually does a 1 forward here, but does crash into Mortal Mythal. So no actions for Poe, for Han. Not that it really matters too much, but just the way that it is. Darth Vader, he's I think at range 1 here, but we'll have to wait and see. No, it must be range 2. I use my marksmanship there, so it's a hit and a crit. 2 evades though, so doesn't quite get anything onto Poe. Then it is my Omega Ace, who's got the veteran instincts. 2 hits, 2 blanks, so that's actually 1 shield, no shields left, and 1 off the hull value, so quite happy about that. So Poe shooting at Mortal Mythal. I just messed up, if anybody can tell. She gets 1 crit. She doesn't use a focus because she doesn't have one because she's bumped. Mortal Mythal, he rolls a focus, so I use my focus token, gets rid of the crit. No damage done, and I needed to do that because it would have actually been a crit, which wouldn't have been great. Han Solo shooting at the squadron pilot. She gets 2 hits and a crit here. I get a focus. I use my focus to get rid of 1 of the hits, but it's a hit and a crit. So he's down to 1. It's stunned pilot after you execute a maneuver. Basically, if you overlap something, you get a damage. Mortal Mythal shooting at Poe. Again, not at range 1, so it is only 2 dice. I don't have a thingy here. And then the squadron pilot shooting at Han, because it can't shoot at Poe. It is, however, range 1, so that's not so bad. Don't have any action, so it is literally just 1 hit. Didn't have a focus. I think we just say she uses C3PO there. We do misuse C3PO, so we do let her use it more than once per turn, but that's just the way it is. Mistakes were made. Now, we're all in a massive cluster here, but I'm fairly happy with the way this went apart from 1 move. The Omega Squadron pilot, yep, looking good facing that way with a K-turn. Stressed, not really too bothered about that. Then I think it's Mortal Mythal. Now, Mortal Mythal again does a K-turn. Now, you're thinking, oh, that could block me here. It does actually end up blocking me, but we'll not talk about that. K-turn. Stressed again, though, so it's okay. We're all a bit stressed. Poe it does like a 3 bank here. I thought Poe might end up like over here, but Poe actually just does a bank and bumps into me again. Quite happy with that. No actions for Poe. Then Darth Vader. I wanted Darth Vader to be here. I wanted Darth Vader to do like probably a 4 bank. Maybe it would have ended up being, looking at it now, but I thought maybe I could. I couldn't. It would actually be here, but it would bump this ship, ends up back here. We're trying to figure out where it's going to go, but she is actually, Darth Vader is actually going to bump for pretty much all of them. The Omega Ace does a K-turn, and I was like, this is a pretty damn good move. I was worried once Darth Vader bumped, I thought maybe the K-turn wouldn't work, but it's actually pretty damn fine, so we get past that. Excuse my terrible, like, actual movements there, but K-turn, stressed, looking pretty damn good. I'm just unhappy with Darth Vader. Darth Vader should have been here, but I think ultimately that might have been bad as well, so who knows. Anyway, Han Solo can't fit because of would bump me, so does end up being in base contact with Maul Mythel. Maul Mythel is in base contact with both Han and Poe. I was like, oh, that's terribly unfortunate considering I want to be at range 1 and you can't get much closer than base contact. But Darth Vader shooting at Poe, that's a hit, a crit. It is a crit, but I knocked it over. No action, so I can't turn that into a hit. Katie, she blanks, so that's actually 1 shield gone and a crit. Structural damage, so basically gets 1 less dice, which we do forget a little bit, but we eventually saw, so doesn't really cause too much problem, but she's 1 hit away from death. And then it is Omega Ace shooting Poe. He's on 1 goddamn hull value. It should be range 1. I guess, is that range 1? It must be. It must be standard dice. Is it? It's 3 standard for me. No, 2 standard for me. But pretty much a blank. I'm stressed. No hits. Nothing. Bad times. Han Solo shooting at the Omega Squadron pilot. 3 hits, or 2 hits and a crit. And I get a focus and I'm stressed, so that's 3 damage. And he did. At first he died. Now he did. And yes, I'm not sure who else could even shoot this turn. I'm trying to figure it out. Maul Mythel can't shoot. Darth Vader did shoot, and so did the Omega Ace. So pretty bad. Maul Mythel doing a 3-forward. That's a green move, so gets rid of his stress. That was pretty much the main goal there. Now there is an asteroid here. Is there? I can't remember, but I think Kay bumps into something here. I can't remember what. Does she take it? Is there an asteroid? There must be. Oh no, not an asteroid. She rolls the dice because she's trying to get rid of stun pilot. She's trying to get her agility back up. She doesn't succeed. I was like, there's no asteroid there. I don't know what I'm thinking. So that was fine. Darth Vader here. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, he's getting the hell out of Doge. Well, Dodge. Doge is a dog. That makes no sense. So you can ignore me. And yeah, I'm going to speed this back up a little bit. So I take a target lock and an evade. I do a green mover here too with the Omega Ace. Looking pretty good. He's got a nice shot on Poe. Han does get past Poe here, so looking pretty good. Now this is the Omega Ace as Darth Vader can't shoot. Omega Ace on Poe. Poe regenerated a shield doing a green maneuver. I use my focuser to get 2 hits, and that's one. Well, that's a shield gone basically. Han Solo shooting the Omega Ace. I think. Oh no, she uses a focus. I think maybe there to get that, but I do evade it completely. Now she gets Luke Skywalker here, so this is a second attack with Luke Skywalker. She doesn't have a focus, but you do get that on the card. Now, was that any damage? It was too quick for me to see. Sorry. I'll try and slow this down next time I do it. It's a little bit too fast. Let me just work out what happened. So, Luke Skywalker lets you change a hit into a focus into a hit on your second attack. Then what do I actually roll? I roll, I can't see, 1 evade. So to my knowledge, that should be 1 damage done onto the Omega Ace, and we'll see if that happens. It does happen, so that's pretty good. I actually edited that properly. Thank the Lord. Poe, he doesn't land on the asteroid, unfortunately for me. He actually bumped into Han Solo, so couldn't land on the asteroid. I was very, very annoyed by that. I'm hoping she's not meant to take the damage there, and we misplayed it, but it's fine. Darth Vader's just getting back into the fight, facing this way. Maul Mythel's going to come round over here. This guy did a K-turn to try and keep these guys in sight, and it does what he's stressed, and he does have a nice shot at Poe, and I get 2 hits, and Poe is dead, so that's good. Finally dead. I've got 3 ships left, so it's like not that bad. She re-rolled that. I tell Katie wants to use a focus here, and I'm like, well, you can take the 1 hit. you can. Or you can keep your focus for your second one. Now, I do realise that Luke lets you change one of your focus to a hit anyway, so I was like, is it worth it? Well, anyway, she changes one and she uses a focus on a second hit, so it's actually 3 hits. Oh, you killed him.
Yay!
He doesn't have any...
It's all coming up.
No, if I hadn't said anything...
He
doesn't have any shields left. If I hadn't said anything, I might have still been alive. But, I mean, I wouldn't have done what she said. I was just letting her know. But either way, down to 2 ships against Han. And this is where, you know, the game's really coming to a climax. Or there's still a little bit left. But now here, I didn't want to fly into this. So instead, I'm going to barrel roll. And I barrel rolled this way. And this ultimately is a terrible mistake. I think I'm in range of that asteroid. So I don't really know what I was doing. I just wanted to get like as close as possible. Katie does surprise me. Instead of going this way, she actually goes this way. Because I was bringing Moral Mythal to cover here. Moral Mythal now has to change tune and go over here. So, I mean, I was neither... we're going to get a good joust here. So I was quite happy with that. I do fly into this asteroid. Wouldn't be bothered about the damage. I was more bothered about the lack of actions. And I just clip it. I could have gone with a 3 and then a 5 or something, but, you know, mistakes were made. Darth Vader, they get some range 3. We get quite a few, like, range 3 shots, and that's a little bit meh, but it's a thing. Han Solo shooting at Darth Vader, who can't shoot because he's on the asteroid. I think she rerolls using the ability to get the dice like, straight off the table. That's 2 hits. Onto Darth Vader, who rolls 2 evades, so that's fine. Second attack is just like 1 focus. She rerolls it completely and gets 2 hits. And I think that's 1 damage onto Mr. Vader. They call him Mr. Vader. I don't know what I'm talking about. Moral Mythal coming up quite close here. This is all going to depend on what Han Solo does. If Han Solo does something small, I'm looking good. If he does something big, I'm looking bad. I take marksmanship and evade, I think. And that's perfect because it's not bumped. So I'm range 1 with both of me here. This is my maximum damage potential. Wait, why have I only used 3 dice? Darth Vader only gets 2 normally. So she uses C3PO there, but she actually gets 1, so takes both the damage. She wanted to try and stop them all. So 3 hits, I think she took there. Han Solo shooting at me. That's straight up 3 damage. I roll 1 evade, then I use my evade token, so Darth Vader takes 2 damage. The 2 shields are gone from him. Then it's Moral Mythal shooting at Han Solo, 4 dice. Think I use my focus there. Yeah, she... So what she does here, she guessed 0, she rolled 0, so she gets 1. Then she uses her focus to get the second evade, so it's actually only, I think, 1 damage. I'm not 100% sure that's how you play that, that's just how we played it this time. Moral Mythal, he does the K turn here, and I sort of think that's a bad idea, because I'm just going to end up chasing Han. What I possibly should have done is just gone, right, you're going to go this way, Darth Vader's going to go this way, and we'll fight you here with a proper joust. Instead, I'm going to start following Han, and Han's just going to pepper me. So she gets 2 hits there, but I completely nailed the rolls. She gets 2 hits with Luke Skywalker. I don't have any actions because I bumped into Han Solo. I didn't mention it, but I did bump into Han Solo, so couldn't take an action. So that's 2 damage onto Vader, and Vader's only on 1 hull value. Katie gets 0 there for the shot from Moral Mythal. It might have been 1 damage, but it don't really matter. Moral Mythal coming forward with a green mover to get rid of the stress. Darth Vader just trying to get as close as I can. And takes both my actions. Han Solo, I think, is just going to go right here. Oh, she actually does a turn. A bit of a risky turn. She gets around the asteroid, so not that risky, obviously. Darth Vader is like range 3. I think there's an asteroid in the way here, so we end up with a shed ton of dice. So it's meh. That's 1 hit, but I think, yeah, Katie's getting 3 dice there, so... She's obviously going to succeed considering she's got C3PO as well. She attacks me. I think I get like 5 dice, so even though she uses, she rerolls, uses a focus, I mean, she's not going to do any damage on the second attack. Again, 3 hits, and I use my evade token, so no damage there. There was the asteroid and range 3 just made that completely pointless. I move 5 up with Moral Mythal, trying to keep the gap as close as I can, so I can kill him. And yes, I go 3 forward here. Now you can't quite see it. There's an asteroid right here, which I land on. I'm dead. I take the damage. I was only on 1 damage. Darth Vader's dead. I was like, oh, what a pathetic way to go. He crashed into an asteroid. Mr. Darth Vader. Out of all people, Vader crashes onto an asteroid. Meh. So, Maul Mythal I don't think can shoot here. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. Anyway, it's Han Solo first. Han shooting at Mythal. The Luke Skywalker thing, very annoying. Very, very annoying. Anyway, 3 hits. 1 evade. I use my 2 evade. Sorry, I didn't see that. So I think I just take 1. Oh no, I don't take any damage because I use my focus. On a second attack, she gets 2 hits. 1 evade, so I actually do take 1 damage there. That puts Maul Mythal onto 2. So not looking good. She's got 8 and 1. I could have easily conceded at this point, to be fair, but I think, you know what? I do no damage in return. Yeah, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna mix things up. If I keep following you, I'm never gonna get into range 1. You're just too fast, and I'm too slow, and I can't get into range 1, and Patch just walk by. So what do? Well, I change tune. I'm like, nope. Instead of following you, I'm gonna try and joust you. I'm trying to set up a final conflict. Here, perhaps, or here, wherever Katie ends up. And that's what we do next. So, watch this game as I drink my McDonald's Coke. Delicious. I would like to play against Han Solo quite a few more times, but I won't record them because I don't want to show you the same games over and over and over. I pretty much want to do like 2 games with each list and then we'll move on. But I will have a better camera for the next one. Han Solo shooting at Maul Mythal. It's range 3. I wanted this to be range 1. So this was a mistake. I messed up. I should be at range 1 here. I should have gone 5 forward. She rerolls that. She does use a focus there. I use my focus to not take the 1 damage. So I could have just took the 1 damage and been done with and moved on the next turn. Instead, she gets 2 damage on the next one. I actually might be dead. I've just used my focus. I just used my focus. She gets 2 damage. Maul Mythal only needed 2 damage to die. We shake hands. G. Mother flipping G. And yeah, so it was an interesting battle. I think the right thing to do once you've jousted isn't to keep following Han. That was the thing I was doing. I was just following him like a lapdog. And it doesn't work. It's a terrible, terrible idea. What I need to do is sort of like go, once I've come up to Han, we shoot, I fly past Han, we meet again. I need to get into a favourable position myself. Yeah, I messed up some of the things. I flew into an asteroid to kill Darth Vader. Maul Mythal here should be here. Which, I could have got a range 1, maybe with a 5 forward, but I don't know. When I am repositioning, that was a little bit of a dodgy sign, many apologies. When I am repositioning, I need to make sure it's a favourable matchup for me, whether it's barrel rolling or, whatever. I should be outmaneuvering her. And yeah, as I said, I would like to play the list more times. When I can't beat something like I'm struggling with this version of Fat Han, I like to keep going until I win. Now, I think I could win. Either Poe would go down sooner because of luck, or I should kill Han Solo first. And I don't think I should kill Han Solo first. There's just something about it. I feel like I could kill Poe and have 4 ships left. And I'm like, that seems like mathematically the best thing to do. Obviously, if you pepper Han Solo, you can't use C-3PO over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. But we'll see. Many apologies. This isn't the best quality battle report. 1, I messed up the dice. 2, I've recorded it twice, so I may think I've said stuff and not actually said it. 3, because I've recorded it twice, I'm a little bit tired. Not gonna lie. 4, I've got a better camera, and I'm working on making it so that it's instantly understandable without me having to explain anything. So, obviously in this video, I've got numbers, right? And I think the numbers help. You can look at that and you understand who somebody is. Obviously, you're going to recognize the Millennium Falcon and maybe Poe. But the TIE fighters, though, they can look a little bit similar, for example. So instead of this, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to get colored ID tokens. And so, like, basically this one would be, let's say, green. This one, might be purple. And obviously I have purple here and green over here. Hopefully that'll be more noticeable. If it's not that good, I'll stick with the numbers. But what I want is to edit less by having it like naturally on the screen. So that's the goal. Anyway, I do hope you enjoy this. I will be working on killing Han somehow. And I sort of understand how the people who were first starting the game may have felt when Han Solo came out. Now, I could just buy more recent ships and maybe kill him, but that's not what we're going to do. We're going to buy some extra waves and make new lists, and Katie might not be happy. Because once I've given Katie something that actually can beats me on a fairly regular basis, if I then give her a different list and I beat her, she's going to be like, why have you taken Han away from me? So it's a problem, but we'll solve it. Check out the thing why the DJ revolves it. Bye.